Good Thursday evening, everybody. From House Onic, I'm meteorologist Austin Onic, also an amateur astronomer, and that's the thing we're taking a look at here on Skyblog Mid-South. It's a way to take a look at things out into space for you in the backyard. Maybe you've got a kid or a relative that's fairly young and would like to know more about what's going on with astronomy. That's cool because, again, we've got tons of great information available out there. And even though, as you can see on the satellite picture beneath me, we've got some pretty cloudy conditions out there. Should be clearing up a little bit into tonight. Again, the forecast from the Weather Underground this evening showing partly cloudy skies, but fairly humid, still a lot of moisture out there, and the possibility of more thunderstorms taking place as we go into tomorrow. But a very nice spate of days coming up that will have some very good viewing conditions and the opportunity to take a look at the International Space Station and other satellites. And we'll give you an idea as to more about what you can look for there coming up in just a little bit. Astronomy can be done indoors. It's just you have to know where to go to, and we'll share you some of that coming up here in just a little bit. Satellite picture tonight, again, taking a look at the mid and lower Mississippi River valleys. We're just not seeing much of anything at this time in the way of good conditions with all these clouds moving their way back up from the north, from the south to the north, and going to be continuing that way into later on this evening. With that comes again the possibility of rainfall as of just past 6 o'clock on Thursday evening. We've got some showers around Shelby County and Memphis, a few areas of showers and thunderstorms moving into Middle Tennessee, moving away from us, but unfortunately we've got the opportunity for some more activity taking place just southwest of Memphis, so more possibilities of rainfall. Not great seeing conditions out there. It'd be nice, but just not hopeful at this time to really catch much of anything. And remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. And we do have, again, what looks to be some developing thunderstorms here south of I-40. That's the blue line. And back to the west of the Mississippi River. That's where we're seeing a lot of this activity moving on through, and could be a bit of a problem again into the rest of this evening. We'll keep an eye on that. The rest of the evening, again, partly cloudy through this evening. Again, the isolated chance of a shower and thunderstorm possible out there, but as of right now, not great conditions across the Mid-South, unfortunately. So if you're going to be checking out any meteors flying on through, check out livemeteors.com to where you can listen to what's going on when it comes to anything flying through the atmosphere. You're watching the intensity display here up on top, and you also will see little lines as the spectrum frequency shows where the meteors have been passing on through by the radio waves they reflect. They spell it out for you a lot better than I can in just a few minutes. Again, that's livemeteors.com if you'd like to know more about that. Hopefully, again, I'm pumping up the audio here on the browser to see if anything is listenable, but I'm not hearing anything through my headphones, so I don't know if there's anything out there, but you might be able to hear that hiss of what it sounds like. And when you hear a meteor hit the atmosphere, it sounds like a ghostly ping or a whistle. Really cool to do indoors, especially when your meteor shower has been rained out. So great opportunity again to learn more about that. All right, again, satellite picture not helpful for tonight. Looking again at more clouds sticking around the Mid-South area. But again, there's a lot you can do to research science, astronomy, all kinds of other things. Smithsonian Channel, during this coronavirus crisis, has made their series Aerial America for free. That's 68 episodes of what it looks like in America down toward the surface. Not exactly a satellite view, although they do incorporate some of that. Great opportunity to see more about what things look like from a different perspective, and thanks to Smithsonian Channel for doing that. Today was a very busy day to where we had a number of asteroids flying by our planet. Now, most of these things weren't all that big, and they weren't exactly a major threat to us, and they were decently close. If you take a look on the map from spaceweather.com, asteroid 2020 KF5 and asteroid 2020 KJ4 flew through with just around a little bit less between here and the space between us and the moon. LD is 1 lunar distance. That's the distance from the Earth to the moon, and 0.4, a fraction of that, is right within that needle. So a couple of asteroids that were decently big. These ones measuring about 5 meters in diameter, 4 to 5 meters or so, over here on the far right-hand column. That's, again, some pretty good amounts of going on through, and they were moving pretty quickly too, at about 10 kilometers a second. So not a huge threat, but there are others out there. And if you'd like to know more about that, all you have to do is go to spaceweather.com. Great opportunity to learn more about what's going on. Also, there's tons of junk out in our atmosphere, and they are posing a bigger and bigger threat to our space missions, and that is something that really threatens astronauts' lives. Even a fleck of paint moving at 17,000 miles per hour could destroy or puncture a hole in a space station or a space capsule, and we have to find a way to clean all this junk up. It's becoming very polluted up in the skies above us, and we have to do something before we're sealed in by all that pollution and can't launch anything anymore because it's just too dangerous. You might scoff at this, but it is a real threat. And if you've seen some of the damage caused to the International Space Station or the Mir Space Station when it was up there, it is something to check out and to take a look at and to be concerned about and to research. More information available from weather.com, from the Weather Channel, to find out more there. The Curiosity rover on Mars has a very neat little piece of equipment. It's called the Remote Environmental Monitoring Station. If you've never seen this thing before, it's a very small piece of equipment right on the rover's mast cam staff, to where it is able to measure what goes on in the environment on Mars. So we're getting weather reports daily from Mars. That is very cool stuff. It's called exometeorology. If you've never seen it before, all you have to do is go to mars.nasa.gov, and you can check out more about what is out there when it comes to the weather reports from the red planet. They have all kinds of neat things available here, including, if I can get this thing moved over here, the weather from Mars on what's called Sol. That's a day on Mars. It's different than Mars than it is on Earth. A little different on that. We'll talk about that in a second. And if you take a look, you can see the air temperature for the last day or so, depending on when this was taken. That's the 24th, so about 4 days ago. The weather on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, was a maximum temperature of 23 degrees above zero. That, again, is a pretty chilly day, but that's a pretty warm summer temperature for Mars. That's actually blistering hot for Mars out there. A negative 90 degree miniature or minimum low temperature out there. So almost incredible to see those temperatures. Now the ground got a little bit warmer. The temperature there, 64 degrees. Also a lot colder at nighttime, minus 106 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale. So really cool on that. Now the Sol reading, again, that's a day on Mars. It's different length of daytime, so it's a little bit different to measure out there. And if you take the number of Sols on Mars, convert them to Earth days, that means that weather station on the Curiosity rover has been working for over 2,800 days. Very cool for a piece of equipment that was only expected to last 90 days or so. So really neat that we can pick that up. Again, if you want to see more about that, go to mars.nasa.gov to find out more about the Mars exploration program. Very neat to take a look at what goes on there. All right, more information from astronomer Phil Plait, Plait, who manages a blog called Bad Astronomy. He couldn't stand it anymore when people were putting misinformation out there and doing a very good job of causing a lot of confusion. So he pushed back on that and started writing his own articles, and very cool stuff, including information about Titan, a moon of Saturn. If you'd like to see a little bit more about that, you can go to Sci-Fi, that's SYFY, the former Sci-Fi channel area, new name, a little bit weird, but okay, if it works, Sci-Fi Wire, and look for the hashtag Bad Astronomy. More from Phil Plait, a lot of unique stuff there. The SpaceX Dragon capsule should be launched this Saturday, given good weather. At least we're hoping for that at this point in time, to see what goes on. And we're now down to about 1 day and 19 hours. So by hopefully this Saturday, we'll get a launch and get America back into the space race by actually launching from this country instead of borrowing rockets from Russia and around Kazakhstan. You can also get tons more information about what's going on in space, including views from the International Space Station live. Nice view of either sunrise or sunset taking place there, and that's available on Ustream, YouTube, direct from NASA. Really cool to be able to see a little bit more about this, and again, it's all available live on your desktop to see those views from up in orbit. Not something you take a look at every single day down here on the ground. Again, tons of information to take a look at out there. Be sure to join me again on my Facebook page, facebook.com/meteorologist Austin Onek. My Twitter section, which is just plain Austin Onek, meteorologist Austin Onek wouldn't fit in there. So you can find me on Twitter as well. You can also find more information about Memphis Astronomical Society's latest meeting. That'll be coming up Friday, June 5th. So next week, tomorrow will be their Friday monthly meeting, but it won't be at Christian Brothers University because of this coronavirus mess. It will be held online, and you can watch on YouTube. Great information to find out on that, about what's coming up in the near future, so you can do some viewing at home. Not to mention the fact that if you have questions about buying or operating a new telescope, this is a great place to go to. And you can find out more at their website at Memphis Astronomical Society. Again, that's memphisastro.org. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on YouTube. Great social media from them to help get you and your kids interested in science. And of course, you can stay tuned for more from me, Weather from Oz, and you can find out more about that on my social media pages, including Instagram and a whole bunch of other places as well. We'll keep an eye again on the NASA launch. Hopefully things go well for them this Saturday. We'll bring you more information on that. And new and interesting astronomical information, we'll also bring that to you as we go throughout the next few days. Questions, comments, concerns, email me at meteorologistaustinonik@gmail.com or on those social media channels you see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Great to have you along, and if you have anything else you'd like to suggest so we can feature it on here, please let us know, and stay tuned for more with Skyblog Mid-South. Thanks for joining us for tonight on Thursday, May 28th.